marker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 for championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining, and they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes, yes, yes. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Taproom Sports Podcast. I am your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks, lads. Joined with my man, Mr. Big Ballin, Ben Larson. What's going on tonight, Ben?
Not too much, man. Enjoying the last few moments of this weekend. Getting ready for the All-Star game coming up. We had a draft today. We're looking good. Interesting pick by my Giants at number 30. We'll see how this turns out.
I mean, dude, the MLB draft is a fucking crapshoot, dude.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. You got a big kid, big motherfucker from UConn. Just entered transfer portal to Tennessee, but he's coming off Tommy John surgery, so it's going to be interesting if he comes out strong, or if not, if it's just another dud for my first round picks of the Giants, because the last, I think we were saying 7 have been
not
bueno.
good. Yeah, but I mean, dude, it's a crapshoot, bro. Like,
it really is.
There's really no guarantee. I mean, most drafts are like that, but really the MLB draft is crazy. And like some players get passed up on early on in the drafts because teams don't want to pay the signing bonus for them. So like Mike Trout, for example, fell to like number 21 or 22 overall pick because, only the Angels were willing to pay that signing bonus. So MLB draft is crazy. Jackson Holiday and Drew Jones, 2 sons of former Major League Baseball players, go 1 and 2. So that was really awesome to see. Drew
both
Jones was
out of high school, right?
Yeah, both drafted out of high school. Drew Jones was basically consensus number 1 player. Orioles end up taking Jackson Holiday, but Jackson Holiday, don't get it twisted, dude. Like, kid was phenomenal in high school as well, but it's a big jump from high school to pro baseball, you know what I mean? So
it really is.
It's gonna be probably won't see those two for 3, 4, 5 years from now. So definitely something to look forward to, though. I thought it was cool that both those kids got drafted.
Can these guys go play ball in college already drafted, or do they have to go to the minor league systems?
Yeah, if they sign the contract, they can't play college baseball. They have to they usually start in rookie A ball, which is like really simple, and then they go to high A, which is like San Jose Giants, and double triple A.
Yeah.
So it could be a while until we see them, but we've seen guys shoot through before, like Bryce Harper, Tatis, Vlad. So I mean, if you're like a generational type player, chances are you're probably going to shoot through the system either way. Should be interesting though. I do like though, Ben, that they like kind of all the games ended before the draft started, and then the draft, like, MLB's kind of taking the MLB draft serious as far as like from a media standpoint, which is makes it more intriguing as a fan. But again, we'll see, because like the MLB draft, the reason why no one really takes it serious because you don't see these guys until like 5 years. So everyone, by the time they get into the big leagues, everyone forgot about them. Oh, he was drafted number 1 5 years ago.
Exactly.
So
what year?
It'll be cool. But other than that, man, excited for the show tonight. We got a good one on tap. Obviously, this is really the dog days of summer. If you've ever seen that meme of Narcos, the Pablo Escobar one, where he's like standing around like nothing to do, like this is the next 4 days, really. We got the home run derby, we got the All-Star game on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we have absolutely nada. Zip.
Nothing. Yeah.
And then Thursday, Major League Baseball will start up again, but we're gonna find ways to make money. We're gonna find ways to get some bets in. I actually do like a couple home run derby bets, so I'm excited to talk about that. We're also gonna talk our power rankings through the first half of the season. We're gonna talk some first half baseball. Look ahead to the second half. Excited for tonight's show, Ben, and I'm drinking some good beer, and I know we got a little theme going on tonight, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So every podcast we like to kind of showcase some beers and rate and drink some beers. While we're doing that, we wanted this podcast to be a podcast like we were sitting at a bar talking beer. And in the summer, this is the best time to be sipping on a good beer and talking baseball. So tonight we're going to be looking at 4 different beers. Jordan's got, I'll just say it out right now, Jordan's got 2 IPAs, I've got 2 IPAs, so it is going to be an IPA type of day.
Yes.
And I just came up with that one right there. Look at that. Look at that. But we really just want you to look for these beers if you have them, if they're one of your local breweries. If you have a chance to get one of these beers, definitely try them. I know mine today are both coming from the same brewery, and I really just got these because of the can art. And it just happens that this is a brewery that we have drinking a few times before, and that I've gotten accustomed to getting out here in the Bay Area. So definitely check out your local breweries, check out your local bottle shops, just support those brewers. That's really the big thing that we're looking to push out. And if you do need some beer, make sure to go to Devour. Go to devour.com, download the Devour app, use
Nice
promo code
plug.
Taproom when signing up, get $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. A couple of my beers from the podcast come from there. Some from of Jordan's beers come from there. But it's a great way to get beer from all around the United States delivered straight to your front door. So again, that's Taproom, $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. That's 2 free beers in some cases. So
Hell yeah.
definitely try that. So what's your first beer of the night?
This is a Thorn Brewing Company. So Thorn is often found on Tavour as well. This is a West Coast style IPA. It's the And Beyond. Doesn't taste very good, and I looked at the dates from 4/11. So
It's just getting to the end of its time here.
it is, but
It
it's
could just
also hasn't
be,
been refrigerated for a minute. So I put it in the
That
fridge
could be
yesterday. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how this one goes. I usually love West Coast IPAs, so
yeah.
we'll see. I did
Well,
not enjoy that first sip though. If you saw my face,
it could definitely come back and be better for the rest of the beers. But
Could.
that's some things that we gotta definitely take into consideration. Is sometimes we go to a good brewery and you just don't like a beer that they have. So it's definitely one of those that it's all about taste. It's good to some people. Some people,
this
might not
this
be.
Ben, this
too well.
IPA won the silver medal at the 2020 International Beer Competition for its outstanding representation of a West Coast IPA.
Huh. There we go. That
So,
could be from an East Coast brew brew festival, though. I don't necessarily get a lot of West Coast IPAs, but it is.
and Thorn's obviously from
yeah.
San Diego, so a lot of good brewing companies out of San Diego, California. But
Absolutely.
we'll see.
And
You could be right, dude. I
Thorn beers
could.
you've had before.
Yeah, and I could like this in a few sips. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
judge it off that one sip, but I did not enjoy that first sip. I will admit right now.
Yeah.
We'll see how the rest of this goes down. If it goes
You
down.
just like brush your teeth or something? Like
I didn't, dude.
chewing
I just
gum?
had dinner. I had some barbecue, some brisket, and some kielbasa.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, dude. And
There we
you
go.
know, I just drank a water too, so I feel like my palate is like refreshed. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see. What are you sipping
Yeah.
on? What's your first one, dude? I love your two
got
beers
some-
you got tonight.
I got some fun ones today. I sent the picture out to Jordan beforehand, and I'll definitely be putting a picture up on Instagram, later on these two. But both my beers are going to be coming from Barrel Brothers today. They are up in kind of the Sonoma County, coming Windsor, California, so a little bit of Northern California stuff. And we've definitely have had some Barrel Brothers before.
Yep.
Great brewery so far. There was only one Barrel Brothers I did not
Let's
enjoy.
go, y'all!
But taking the first sip of this one, and it is really good. I am sore from a big move this I guess still going on right now. So I needed to get some a little bit of icy hops in me. So I am going with some icy hops. This is a cold IPA coming from Barrel Brothers again. But this has got Simcoe Strata and Cascade hops coming in at 7.4%. I love the can. Definitely has that icy hot kind of logo to it, but it's got targeted thirst relief, quick cool formula, icy to cool, hops to refresh, stops thirst at the source. Like, I love it. They say, icy and hoppy therapy for thirst, perfect for dry mouth, hoppy cravings, long days, hot weather, hair of the dog. Like, they did a good job
Hair
with
of the
this
dog,
can.
dude. I like that.
Yeah, they did a great job with this can, and I feel like Shaq, like with his icy hot commercials here. So, like, definitely, I saw this one, I knew I had to get it. And then my second beer of the night is gonna be kind of for that late night action.
Oh, I cannot wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Cannot wait,
saying.
man. Cannot wait.
Oh, yeah.
But let's hop into some sports, Ben. Let's open baseball. Let's do baseball first.
There's lots to talk about.
There is a lot to talk baseball. I was gonna ask you a question about another sport, but I think I'm gonna save it till after.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'll save it till later. Let's talk baseball, because on Saturday we get a report from John Heyman, MLB insider with Fox. He says that Juan Soto turned down a 15-year, $440 million contract from the Nationals. And now the Nationals, because he turned it down, are going to begin looking to facilitate a trade. That way they can get something before he departs and they get nothing. So first, let's talk about what do you think of Juan Soto turning down $440 million?
I mean, it's crazy because this is not the first contract that he's turned down. It's his third contract extension from the Nats that he turned down. The first, we didn't know what the first one. The second one was 13-year $350, and then we have this 15-year $440, which is it's incredible. You're turning down $30 million because of an organization that, in my eyes, it's kind of smart for Soto to be doing this. I mean, you've got the possibility of them selling the team, so you don't necessarily know who's going to be in upper management. You don't have a good farm system, so you know that this team isn't going to be good for the next couple of years, and this is Soto's prime. So I'm a little surprised that we are seeing somebody turn down this much money.
No.
He's definitely thinking with his his prestige and his prowess here, and probably knows that he can get this much money in other markets. I don't know how many other markets, but I think there's some good trade prospects out there. I don't know if the Nationals are going to get all that they want for him, but they've got 2 years technically to do this. So
Yeah. Nah, I mean, Juan Soto didn't turn this contract down because the Nationals suck. He turned this down because he's worth more than $30 million a year on the open market. Aaron Judge turned down $35 million a year on the open market. He's going to get more than that. And Juan Soto is a much better hitter than Aaron Judge is.
Yeah, but do you think he's going to get as long of a contract?
I mean, 15 years, I get the length of it, but it was front loaded, so the back end he's not getting as much, and he could get more money on the open market. Like, I don't doubt it at all. He will get more than $30 million a year.
Absolutely, but he's not going to get a 15-year deal.
Maybe not, but he could get a 10-year. I mean, dude, the guy's only 22 years old. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like he's Aaron Judge and he's 30 years old. I mean, I guarantee a team would be willing to offer him a 12 to 13-year deal, $40 million a year, about there. That's what he's worth. I think in an open market, he should be the highest paid hitter. He is the best hitter, in my opinion, in baseball. The only person that I think would get more than him is Shohei Ohtani, and that's because he's a fucking unhittable pitcher as well as a guy that hits dingers. You know what I mean? So I think that really Soto is going to set the market for hitters, and then the Shohei deal, when his deal comes up, is going to be fucking ludicrous. I do agree with you, though.
He's making like $5 million right now.
Yeah, it's not that much at all. I do agree with you, though, Ben, in the sense that I don't think the Nationals are going to get all they want. And the reason being is because a team isn't going to give up. Like, they aren't going to gut their farm system and then pay the guy $40 million a year for 10-plus years. You know what I mean? So I do think it's far-fetched for the Nationals, like, what their asking price is going to be. And don't get me wrong, dude, they're going to get a good haul. I just don't think they're going to, like, for example, I don't think the Dodgers are going to send, like, their top 5 prospects and whatever Gavin Lux and whatever else for Juan Soto, or the Yankees. They're not going to trade Volpe and Dominguez for Juan Soto. Maybe one of those guys will be in a deal. But at the end of the day, I really think there's only 3 or 4 teams that are going to be able to pay him, and that's the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Mets, and maybe a sleeper team out there like the Mariners or the Blue Jays.
No, the Mariners won't take him because they have Rodriguez.
Yeah, but you could play Julio and Juan Soto for the next 10 years, dude. I mean, you're talking unbelievable outfield. And the Mariners it's not like they're paying a ton of guys. They're paying Robbie Ray. Julio Rodriguez is still in the beginning of his rookie deal. He hasn't even reached arbitration yet. So he's only making like $700,000 a year. So, I mean, really, they have a lot of money to spend. So that's why I say the Mariners, because, A, they got a good team, right? They have good pitching, good young pitching. And you add a guy like Soto into that lineup, Ty France, Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez. It's a nasty lineup. But then you look at the Blue Jays. He's literally the missing link. Like, they need a guy that can hit behind or in front of Vlad Guerrero Jr. because right now, the Blue Jays don't have that. They have Alejandro Kirk, who's the next most consistent hitter. They've moved their lineup around. I mean, Ben, this is a team that they lost to the Kansas City Royals without 40% of its players, dude. Like, that's embarrassing, bro. And they almost lost 2 out of the 4 games. They almost lost today. They could barely hit Bubic.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. Yeah.
I see 2 teams that are kind of in that sleeper category that could definitely pull this off. One of them being my Giants. I think you put Luciano. I think you put Kyle Harrison.
The problem with the Giants, though, Ben, is that 99% he would not re-sign there because that's a fucking pitcher's park. It's not conducive to hitters.
I think he's more looking for a team that can compete and a team that can be.
I think first and foremost, he's looking to get paid, and then the team competing.
Absolutely.
He wants $40 million a year, dog. Like, that's the AAV is what he's looking for.
Yep, and the Giants can definitely pay that. I think they have the prospects to send over there. You're looking at Luciano, Harrison, and then one of either Bart or Bailey, because we've got 2 great.
But the Giants aren't going to contend.
Catchers there. The Giants can with
what?
Soto. They can put up a run.
They don't have any starting pitching outside of Logan Webb
and Rodon.
Yeah, okay, Rodon. But, I mean, okay, you got 2 starters, and then you got fucking a bunch of junk behind them. The bullpen sucks. Aside from Soto and Soto, I mean, who else on that offense are you really scared of, dude? Like, the Giants I would say they're pretty far away. They played over their heads last year, dude.
Yeah,
and we're seeing them
playing over their heads this year, and
we're seeing them
a game and a half out of the wild card. So
yeah, and they're not. They're not.
With San Diego coming down, they're gonna get one of those wild card positions. So yeah, absolutely bank it right now.
I don't know, dude, because one of the Central teams is getting one of them. The Cardinals,
Giants have a
Brewers,
schedule for the rest
Braves,
of the year,
Mets. And then, I mean, I guess because that 3rd wild card, but Giants are going to get smacked in that wild card round, dude, because they're not a very good team. Neither are the Brewers, though. So
2, 3 of the Brewers, like
the Brewers can't hit,
I don't know
dude.
where you can,
And aside from Corbin Burns, their starting pitching not very good.
Yep. And he got, I don't want to say he got lit up, but he got hit the other day. The other team that I can see happening here. What's that?
They won the game he pitched.
Yeah, but he still got hit.
He went like 8 innings and gave up 1 run.
No.
Or 2 runs, maybe.
Like 3. But
he went 8 innings, though, dude.
He did not go 8 innings.
Yes, he did.
He did not go 8 innings against the Giants. Oh, that's right. He did. He went 115
Yeah,
pitches.
dude. He looks like he was crazy tired out there.
Yeah. The other team that I can see possibly putting in a run in is the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, but he hasn't helped them, dude. They need pitching.
That's true. That's very true.
I'm gonna talk about the White Sox in a little bit, but
they can definitely put up a push to get him though.
He just doesn't.
And they need a new coach too.
Yeah, they need a manager and they need pitching, dude. That's like all they really need in their set. I was gonna say another sleeper team, Ben, is the fucking Marlins, dude. You know, down in Miami, you got 2 of the best pitchers in the National League. Plus, you have like 3 of the top fucking 10 pitchers in the minor league system coming up.
They'd have to gut their system though to get him.
I mean, they have one of the deepest farm systems, dude. They got a lot of top prospects.
Yeah, it's because they fucking sucked for how long?
And dude, they need bats, bro. Like, cause I mean, Sandy Alcantara goes 8 innings, gives up 1 run, and fucking loses the game on Friday night.
Yeah.
They only scored 1 run in 3 games against the Phillies. Dude.
I don't think he re-signs there either, though.
I don't know, because he is, you know,
they're not contender enough.
But
he
they're
wants
not
to be on one of the top 10 teams.
But Ben, the Marlins aren't far off because the easiest thing to get is hitting when you have pitching, dude. And the Marlins have pitching. That's one thing they do have. They just can't hit. They literally cannot hit. They're losing games like 3-0 because you can't win games when you don't put up runs, dude. It's very difficult to do.
But I can already tell you that's not going to happen because they're not going to trade him in division.
Probably not.
No way.
But I was
automatically. Mets are out of it. Marlins are out of it. Phillies are out of it. Well, Phillies wouldn't even go for it. But not going to happen. They're not trading him in division.
I think if you give it the right prospects, they would, though.
I don't think so. They know how much of a fucking division team.
At the end of the day, dude, he's probably going to end up on the Dodgers, dude. Like, I already know, dude.
Just luxury tax up the ass, huh?
Yeah, but their owners are worth a combined $80 billion. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Luxury tax to them is nothing.
They can play it. They can pay it, yeah, but
it's incredible. So what are your top 3 destinations you think he lands at?
Top 3 destinations. I am gonna go in order or no order?
No order, just top 3.
No order. We'll go Mariners, Giants, and White Sox.
Mariners, Giants, White Sox?
Yeah.
There's no chance he goes to the Giants. My top 3, I'm going Dodgers, Yankees, Mariners.
Yeah, Yankees, I don't think have the...
They got Volpe and Dominguez, dude.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, too...
They can get him, but I don't think he goes because they have too many high-paid...
Yeah, but Judge is a free agent, dude. I would pay Juan Soto over Aaron Judge 35 days out of 30 days a month.
I agree with you, but the Yankees won't do that. The Yankees would rather sign Judge than Soto.
They couldn't even come to a contract agreement to begin the year. Bro, he's 30 years old and he's often injured. He's having a career year, dude. I've seen this play out before, dude.
Well, and Soto's not injured? Often injured?
Nah. And Juan Soto literally dragged the team to the World Series, dude, at 19 years old. The guy's the best hitter in baseball, bro. He gets the Barry Bonds treatment right now. Bro is like a 220 average because no one pitches to him, and he has like a 410 on base, dude. He gets walked every fucking at bat, dude. He literally gets like 2 real at bats a game, bro. It's not even fair.
I don't think the Yankees have the money for it,
dude. The Yankees,
they have the money for it, but I don't think they'll pay it.
They might not.
Because I think
they have been afraid of like the luxury tax recently, which is a fair point. But I mean, if they're willing to pay Judge, I think any Major League Baseball GM would agree with me that you'd rather pay Soto than Judge.
Agree.
One guy's 22, one guy's 30.
Also disagree. I agree, but also disagree. I think Judge has that history in New York that the fans would rather see Judge than Soto.
Hell no. If you're a Yankees fan, please tap in with us. Tell us, do you want Juan Soto or Aaron Judge? Please. We need to know. Because I would rather take Juan Soto all day. It's not even a debate to me. Not even a debate. I think, bro, I've been watching baseball a long time. So have you been. Yep. Juan Soto is.
You know Yankee faithful too.
Juan Soto is, aside from Griffey and Barry Bonds, Juan Soto might be the next best player I've ever seen swing a baseball bat. with like everything combined. Because like Tony Gwynn is probably the best hitter I've ever seen, but like Tony Gwynn didn't hit for power. Juan Soto, Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr. could hit average, power. They could do it all. You know what I mean? Like those three guys with the bat, and they all happen to be left-handed too, surprisingly. But
I still think Yankees keep.
I mean, you might be right, bro. I just think it's more likely because they didn't come to an agreement with Aaron Judge that they would let Aaron Judge walk and then make a trade for Juan Soto. Similar to like the Braves bringing in Olsen and let Freeman walk.
Yeah.
Get the younger guy, you know?
I was going to say something. I totally forgot.
It's all good. Let's look ahead to the second half of the season real quick. So right now, Ben, Yankees are the favorite to win the World Series plus 400. Dodgers plus 450 right behind. Astros plus 525. Braves plus 700. Mets plus 800. Braves are behind the Mets in the East right now. Brewers plus 1,800. Padres plus 1,800. Blue Jays plus 2,000. Red Sox plus 3,000. Cardinals plus 3,200. Basically, I have a few teams down there. Rays, Phillies, Cardinals, Twins all together. White Sox, Giants, Mariners. And then you got really long shots behind them. Guardians plus 12,500. Angels plus 17,500. I don't even think they could make the playoffs, so that's just a bad bet. On this list though, like, is there any that you would feel comfortable laying the price?
I mean, I think you can definitely take, your top two out of the East and West. I think you're not going to get good value out of them at plus 400, plus 450, but I mean, you're still getting value out of the Yankees and the Dodgers. I think you can, throw a little money on the Braves too. They've been, fairly hot going into the All-Star break here, and are definitely going to be, putting pressure on the Mets to take that division. I mean, I think by the end of the season, they'll definitely overpass them for, the division lead there. So you can give the Braves a shot there. And, out of the East, I just don't see maybe the Astros, as your other team there. But, I think we've got our top two teams on both leagues really just too dominant to win a 7-game series against. So I think you can go Astros, Yankees. I think you can go Braves and Dodgers. And, with the plus 100 at the worst, if the Yankees win, you're coming out even. If you put a unit on all four of them.
Yeah, man, Irvin just texted me. He was like, pay attention to the chat. And I like went to go to the chat and there's no one in the chat. Everyone's commenting on the post, but I can't see that on the computer. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But is there a way to like fix it? Anyways, if y'all watching, comment in the chat on the video, not on the post, on the chat. But Irvin wanted to tell you, Ben, he said on the comments, he said Juan Soto is a Dodger until he ain't.
Speaking from a true Dodger fan. Yeah, and he ain't on the Dodgers right now, so I think we can definitely keep that in there, because same thing. Dodgers have a lot of outfield. They've got a lot of power in the outfield. They've got a lot of interesting moves to make to get, and really that's gonna take a little bit of their farm system. And is that really something that the Dodgers are really willing to do?
The Dodgers have been, I will say, the Dodgers have been very reluctant to trade prospects for players. However, they did trade two of their top 5 prospects last year in Keibert Ruiz and Josiah Gray for Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. And Max Scherzer they lost, so really it was a rental. And they got Diego Cartaya, who's, one of the biggest prospects. So, I mean, if they're willing to part with him, and it makes sense because they have Will Smith and Diego Cartaya plays catcher, I mean, they would have to give up a lot more. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
but I mean, they have the prospects to do it. Will the Dodgers be willing to part with those prospects plus pay Juan Soto? I don't know. But you also have to keep in mind the Dodgers have a lot of money coming off the books. David Price is coming off the books, and remember when they traded for him, he's making like $25 million a year. And they also like going into next year, they literally only have Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman on the books. Okay. Non-arbitration, non-art. Yeah. So that's something to look forward to. Yeah. But I kind of
comments either on there. So
I agree with you, Ben.
By the way,
I agree with you on laying a half unit or a unit on some of the top ones. Honestly, I don't think the Yankees are going to win the World Series, bro, unless they make like
I don't either.
A dynamic trade for a starting pitcher. Because I don't trust their starters outside of Garrett Cole in a playoff series. Like, you're telling me you're going to go, and they lost Severino too. We don't know how long he's going to be out for.
Well, their
but
pitching has
regressed,
really declined,
and they're all of them, Ben, have already hit like their career high in innings in a season, dude. Where we just hit the All-Star break. So it's like I don't think that you can go into a playoff series with Garrett Cole, Nestor Cortez, and Jameson Taillon or Jordan Montgomery, and you feel confident that you could beat an opposing team. And the balls don't fly out of the park in the postseason like they do in the regular season, right? And they rely a lot on the home run ball. So unless they make like a big trade for a starting pitcher, I don't think that they're going to win a World Series. I would say the Dodgers are my favorite to win. I said it in the beginning of the year. I'm going to say it now. They have the best starting pitching, and their starting pitching is not even healthy, and they continue to do it. However, Tony Gonsolin is approaching career high in innings, so, and he's coming off his worst start of the year against the Cardinals. So I do think that the Dodgers are going to have to trade for a starter, especially because Walker Buehler may not be back.
Yep.
He got transferred to the 60-day IL.
They just have Mitch White. He's their number 5 right now, and that's nothing really impressive. But again, if they're losing with Mitch White, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. Like, you don't have too much to worry about because he's not going to be one of your starting rotation in the playoffs.
I'm not sure anyone's going to want to trade for Mitch White. I mean, they're really going to have to give up young arms like Pepio and stuff. Are you saying going into the postseason with Mitch White? Yeah,
you aren't going to have to worry about Mitch White because he's not going to be one of your starting rotation in the playoffs. Yeah.
Right now, their rotation would look like Urias, Kershaw, and Catman, Gonsolin. But who knows how Gonsolin's going to look, bro? Like, he is coming up. He is have a career high in innings already.
Yep.
Like, do you trust? That's the same thing with Dodgers. Do you trust?
Kershaw's old, too.
Yeah, he did look really good, though. 8 perfect.
Oh, absolutely.
7 perfect innings against the Angels.
Absolutely. Don't get me wrong about that. He has looked incredible this year. But
he is also have a history in the playoffs.
That's true. And how long is that arm going to last?
Yeah. No, I mean,
that's my question.
The questions are fair. Right, the questions are fair. The one thing the Dodgers do have over everybody, though, is they have a excellent fucking bullpen, dude. Like, their bullpen is lights out, and they're going to get Blake Trinan back, and I guarantee they make a trade for another bullpen arm like they always do. And I do think that they're going to get Luis Castillo from the Reds. If they don't get him, I thought they were going to get Frankie Montas. Montas, they are saying it looked good in his bullpen session the other day, so he isn't going to need to be out for an extended period of time. And I do think Frankie Montas is the best starter available. Not because I'm an A's fan, but I do think that, if it's Castillo, Montas, and then there's rumors that Pablo Lopez from the Marlins may be available. I just think Pablo Lopez is going to take a lot to get Montas and Luis Castillo probably cheaper.
Yeah.
And the Yankees and Dodgers both need those guys. And that could drive up the price too. Because so do the White Sox. The White Sox need a starter hella bad too. So do the Twins. I mean, dude, Ben, starting pitching is like not good this year.
No, it really isn't. Especially coming off last year when, we're going through the whole, sticky stuff debate and, all the fiascos there and, seeing how elite pitching was to comparing it to this year. And
it's crazy, but surprisingly, the Dodgers have the highest ERA. I don't know how it happens, but
the lowest ERA?
The lowest, yeah, that's what I mean, the lowest ERA.
Yeah.
The best ERA.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's getting better
Yeah, but
as the season goes.
we'll see how it goes into October. Irvin says the Blue Jays are not making the playoffs. I do agree with that. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs either, especially with there's so many teams in the AL that are fighting for a playoff spot right now. The Mariners are basically taking control of one of the wild cards. The Red Sox, talk about a team that needs pitching. That team needs fucking pitching, dude. That team stinks. They cannot pitch. They can't pitch in the bullpen. They have one of the worst ERAs as a team ERA.
Yeah.
So they need to address pitching.
I can see a couple teams that take them out of that last spot.
Yeah, there's so many, dude. And
I can see the White Sox. I can see the Orioles. I can see the Guardians take them. The Red Sox take them out. There's just too much there to keep the Blue Jays in there.
Well, I love my Orioles, Ben, but they talk about some freak starting pitching, like the winning streak they went on. I mean, they had guys pitching out of their fucking minds, and kind of seen them take a step back. The last 2 days, Dean Kramer, who was part of the Manny Machado trade, he looked really good in a few starts, and then he kind of looked bad in 2 of his last 3 starts. Jordan Lyles gave up 6 runs today in less than 4 innings. Not good against the Rays too, that are not a good hitting team at all.
No, and Rays just lost another bat too, which is rough.
But they somehow managed to win games, bro.
Thumb. Yeah,
like it's crazy. It's crazy. Wander Franco, they're saying, isn't gonna be back until middle of September.
Oh, yikes!
Nasty, dude. But
yikes, yeah.
But I think there's more bats available on the trade deadline than there is pitchers. And the one thing the Rays are good at is pitching. They did just move Shane Baz to the IL, which definitely hurts. But you still have Shane McClanahan, arguably the AL Cy Young winner, right? Rays have one of the best bullpens in baseball. They always manage to have good pitching. If I'm the Rays, I'm looking at getting a guy like Brandon Drury from the Cincinnati Reds, who I could probably get for a little bit cheap, who's having a career year. He's really been he hasn't been healthy most of his career, but I do think that there's more options available for hitting. I would not take the Rays at plus 3,200 though. I don't think there's a chance they win the World Series. If there was a long shot here, I'd honestly probably take the Mariners at plus 5,500.
That's even then though. That's a huge question mark of one, what they're going to do at the trade deadline, and 2, if they can keep up this hot streak, because they are playing out of their minds right now.
Yeah,
but
there's no way they continue winning every game, dude. They won 14 in a row.
No, obviously they're not going to continue to win every game, but are they going to keep up this pace where they're 60% winning, keeping that 60% winning percentage? They're at 0.55 right now. Can they keep that up?
Nah, doubtful. Very doubtful.
See, strength of schedule.
I mean, they do get to play the A's a lot, so that's good.
They have one of the most difficult, the 8th worst strength of schedule in the remaining in the league.
Yeah, they got to play the Astros a bunch.
Yeah.
No, I definitely think they're gonna regress a little. But the one thing they do have, Ben, is Logan Gilbert's really good and Robbie Ray's been excellent. They got 2 of the best starters in the AL, and that's more than a lot of teams can say.
We were talking last week about how Ty France got snubbed from the All-Star game, and look who got placed in the All-Star.
Got added to the All-Star list
because granted it's because Trout's got back spasms going, but one more thing for the Angels, man.
Dude, we'll get to the Angels in a second. Let's wait. Let's wait a second. As far as the Mariners go, my biggest question mark for them, they have a good bullpen, 2 good starters, and they got decent starting pitching outside of their 2 best guys. Logan Gilbert, obviously going to pitch highest career innings this year. I sometimes worry about that. I do think that he'll be okay, though. My biggest concern is outside of Julio Rodriguez and Ty France, you get a lot of inconsistent hitting. Can they get some consistency from their bats? That's going to be the biggest question. They've done it so far. Eugenio Suarez has been good, and then off and on you get games from J.P. Crawford and all their other dudes. So really, the bats are going to be consistent. And Julio, dude, pitchers are going to make an adjustment to him. He has done very well. He started off really slow. He's adjusted very well. They're going to readjust. And then how does he bounce back from that, Ben?
Yeah, that's a huge question mark. Huge question mark.
And do you think the home run derby will fuck up his swing? You know, with like young guys, how after they do the home run derby, they like can't hit for 2 weeks?
I don't. He's such a smooth and powerful hitter. I don't think that this is going to be, too much of a, really anything other than batting practice for him. So I think he's going to excel in this.
Yeah, he's an incredible
player. This is exactly what he wants. He's a big face. He's a big, personality. This is his time to shine. I think he's going to do really well in this. I think it's going to be between him and, well, depending on how things arrange, going to be between him and Pete Alonso.
Yeah. I'm wearing the Mariners hat today because a lot of Mariners fans on Twitter were calling me a hater because they bumped a tweet of mine from June 18th before the Mariners went on their winning streak where I said the Mariners are fucking dog shit. And they were at the time. They were losing to the Angels, and they were 10 games under 500. Since then, obviously, have been really good. So to show people that I really am an unbiased baseball fan, I'm wearing a Mariners hat.
There we go.
You will not catch me wearing a Giants hat, though, Ben. I'm sorry. So one team I refuse to wear a hat for.
Is that one of the the two baseball hats you don't have?
The Yankees and the Giants.
Yeah, there we go.
That's it.
I should be wearing my Giants hat right now. Damn it.
You should, just in spite of it. Now, I'm really looking forward to the second half of the year, man. We got especially with the third wild card, it just makes things so much more interesting because more teams are, not that far off, right?
Yep.
So I think it's going to be great for baseball this year. The first half of the season has been fucking phenomenal. We talked about it last week. We gave our midseason awards, so I'm not really going to double back on it. But if you do want to know who our midseason awards went to, listen to last week's episode. I think it was episode 117 or 118. We went through
July 10th.
Yeah, last week on Sunday. We went through all NL Cy Young, AL Cy Young, MVPs, Rookie of the Years, gave out all our awards. Very much looking forward to it. We also said our most disappointing teams, Ben, and one of my most disappointing teams was the Chicago White Sox, but they had a big close to the first half of this year, this season.
Yep.
Took 3 of 4 from the Twins. They're only 3 back now of first place, or 3.5 back, and they have a very favorable schedule moving forward. They really have to get some consistency out of their rotation outside of Dylan Cease, who's been phenomenal. And Ben, you called that Dylan Cease long shot Cy Young. Looking very good, dude. Looking very good. I wish we took that last week because now that price is going to drop, but he's been phenomenal, dude. Over 13K per 9, bro.
Yep. He's incredible right now. But can he keep it up this whole season? That's going to be the tough part.
He has to because he's really been the only consistent starter for them.
Yep, their bats are starting, so they should be able to support their pitchers there, and that's what they're going to need to do to get through the second half of the year.
They are starting to swing the sticks too. That is good. That's what they need to do. So I'm looking forward. I actually, Ben, I would take the White Sox to win the Central because I don't think the Twins are a good enough team. Because the Twins are even more flawed than the White Sox. Because I would take the White Sox.
Twins have the third easiest strength of schedule remaining, though.
What's the White Sox?
White Sox are 18th.
Easiest?
No, yeah.
Nah, it's gotta be more than that. Dude, because they play the Royals a ton.
There are 11 teams with a harder strength of schedule.
Damn, because they've only played like 4 or 5 games against the Royals this year.
Yeah, that's games against teams that are 500 or over.
Interesting. I think the White Sox will be all right, though. Maybe get rid of La Russa, too, while they're at it.
No, I'm sorry. I was looking at my bad. I was looking at strength of schedule played. Strength of schedule remaining. The White Sox have the easiest strength of schedule.
I was going to say, they have like, I think they play the Royals like 16 times, dude, in the second half of this season.
Twins have the 17th.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So, also, interesting thing about the Royals, Ben, is how this whole debacle going into Canada affects their locker room because Whit Merrifield was even quoted as saying to a reporter, I'd probably get the vaccination if I was on a contending team. And I'm pretty sure it's not what dudes in your locker room want to hear.
Yep.
So,
Well, I mean, look at the Phillies. They had, what, 10 guys out?
I don't know if it was 10, but they did have important guys out.
Yeah.
But the thing with the Phillies is that, you know, they're only going to see the Blue Jays in Toronto twice,
That's
maybe
true.
if they make the World Series. If you're the Royals, you know, you got to see them a couple times. And if you make the playoffs, which obviously the Royals aren't going to do, but if they did against the Blue Jays, potentially have guys out for 4 of the 7 games, and that's huge. And then for a guy to
Royals
say
are 13 and a half games out of wild card position.
yeah, they have no chance. But you never, as a teammate, you don't want to hear a guy say like, "Oh, maybe I would get it if we were a contending team." I mean, you're basically saying like we have 0 chance, like we suck. Okay, like
Yeah.
I don't think that's good locker
They do.
room. They do, but I mean, like that's not good. As a teammate, that's not what I want to hear my guys saying, dude.
Oh,
you know
absolutely,
what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah.
It's terrible.
No, you're 100% right.
It's terrible. So let's talk about the Angels real quick because that's been a fucking disaster, man. What do they do? Like, if you're the Angels upper management, like, what do you do here?
To be honest, you got to get a coach in there that will.
But I mean, you can't do that
really,
now. I'm saying, like, is there
true.
something you do?
Oh,
Like, what do you do at the
there-
deadline, dude?
I don't. See, I don't think you jump ship at the deadline. They're still a good team on paper. I think you do make some minor deals that don't necessarily change up the core too much.
Are they a good
But I
team on
think you-
paper, though? I mean, outside of Ohtani and Trout, are they a good team?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound too convincing, bro.
I mean, they've got. Yeah. I mean, you've got young pitching, which should be good there. You've got a young.
Yeah, but their pitching is like young. Like they're like 2-3 years out.
Yeah. Yeah. Infield is okay. Outfield is good. I don't think you touch your outfield. I think you do 1 or 2 players to switch things up in the infield.
You know what I would do,
Um,
Ben? I would
What?
trade Shohei Ohtani
Why?
because there's
He's
zero
putting
chance
people in the seats.
there's 0 chance he resigns, and you can get a fucking haul, dude.
You think so?
Oh
You
yeah,
think there's 0 chance?
yeah, dude. Like the Angels are a laughing stock, bro.
Absolutely.
Like,
But I think you do everything in your power if you're an Angels, if you're on that Angels management team to keep Ohtani
But
there.
they've been-
because he's
they've
putting
been
him and
trying
Trout
to
are
do
putting
that.
people in seats. Have they been?
well, apparently, I mean, not a very good job of it, but
Do we know that they've made offers?
I mean, dude, there wasn't much on the starting pitching market to begin with last year. They don't have a ton of money. They go out and get Noah Syndergaard for like a good deal, right? Hoping that he bounces back. He's lost a ton of velocity. He's not the same guy. You have Reed Detmers, looks great the first month and a half of the season, but then really comes down to earth. And I even said, remember Ben, after he pitched a no-hitter, I was like, bro, he pitched a no-hitter and had 3 strikeouts, dude. That's not very good. Because in the majors, if you don't have swing and miss stuff, you're like an average pitcher at best. I mean, I've seen Sean Manaea throw 2 no-hitters. You know, it just happens to be on that night he was good, letting the defense, the balls were hit to the right spot. That's just luck. You know, I don't know how far off they are from having these starters come up. They drafted 20 starting pitchers last year in the MLB draft, but, you know, who knows when those guys come up. Silseth, they've already
Ohtani
brought up.
Says but also at the same time, Ohtani has said that he's not going to talk about a contract until after this season. If you're a team, are you willing to give the bank for Ohtani to not even know if he's gonna resign?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Especially if I'm the Yankees, if I'm the Dodgers, if I'm the Giants, markets with like big Asian communities. think it's huge, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if you break the bank to, for a half season. I think you've got to have a contract
Well,
talk with him
all right,
before you
let's.
make a big trade for him.
Well, if you look at it, okay, where is Shohei Ohtani likely to sign if he's a free agent? His second choice was the Mariners, who used to be owned by Nintendo, where Ichiro played, right? Ichiro was his hero.
Yeah.
So maybe the Mariners would be willing to trade for him. The Giants were in the running. Giants have a huge Asian population, as you know.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, also in LA. The Yankees, Hideki Matsui. I think those are markets that I would be willing to bring him in to show him like, hey, look what we can build around you. Look what you can be a part of, because he's gonna win right away with those organizations, right?
Yeah.
And then the sky's the limit on his brand he could build. Because right now the Angels don't play in the postseason, dude. So there's only so much building of your brand you can do, because baseball is a regional sport. So aside from like Sunday Night Baseball, which he's only been on like one time as a hitter, he didn't even pitch.
Yeah.
Most of the country hasn't even seen him pitch. He's a better pitcher than he is a hitter. You know what I mean? So it's like it doesn't benefit him playing on the Angels at all.
Yeah.
And there's no sign that they're going to be good anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, I think something that that really does boost things to open up his market is you have the universal DH now.
Yep.
And he can go to
dude.
the NL, and he can go and bat every other day and pick up on his
Ben,
batting
did you watch
aspect
any of the
instead of
Dodgers Angels series?
No.
Bro, there was like 90% Dodgers fans in that stadium, dude.
That doesn't surprise me.
It was when Kershaw was pitching the perfect game, dude. Everyone was like, dude, it was ugly, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Like, if I'm Shohei, and obviously I'm not, but if I'm part of his team, I'm telling him, like, bro, you could be so much better off in different franchise, dude.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. If I'm the Angels, that's what I'm doing. Will they do it? No, because like you said, he still puts people in the stands. They won't do it. But if I'm the Angels, and we're serious, dude. The Angels haven't made a good decision. Outside of signing Ohtani and drafting Trout, they haven't made very many good decisions in that organization. So
very true.
They should probably do the opposite of what they think they should do, which is trade the guy, get as much as you can, revamp, especially if they build this stadium in Long Beach. So by the time the stadium is built, all these guys you get for Ohtani are being brought up, plus all the 3,000 pitchers you drafted in the last 8 years who seem to not be good yet. But maybe it'll be good then. I mean, you see, it's interesting, man. It's interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's also going to be interesting what team is out of it because of the Juan Soto sweepstakes. So,
yeah, very true. That is true. Do you think Juan Soto gets traded before the deadline? There's got to be some odds up for this.
I do.
You do?
I do think he gets traded before the deadline. Yeah,
I do too. I think that
I don't think they want the drama in DC to keep pushing that. I think they want to get him out of there as soon as possible.
Agreed.
I mean, they want him to resign, obviously, but because he's not, I think they want to get him out of there and start producing with what they get from him trade wise.
I agree. I think they deal him. I think they also deal Josh Bell as well. Yeah. I think Josh Bell's on the way out. Maybe even Nelson Cruz. Kind of just any older player they kind of just get rid of and really, really restart from the ground up. Yeah. And they got a nice building piece. They got two nice building pieces in Keibert Ruiz and Josiah Gray. Josiah Gray has elite starter stuff, dude. 10+ strikeouts per 9, dude. That's Cy Young quality stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Let's do our power rankings real quick. We'll do our top 5 teams, and we'll take a quick break, and then we'll hop back in here, do our second beer, and talk some. We'll do the home run derby on the next side. We'll handicap the home. So we'll do our second beer, home run derby, and then talk some Tiger Woods, and then we'll get some best bets. Is that good?
Like it.
All right,
Sounds
for sure.
Good to me.
So let's do. What's your top 5 look like this week, Ben?
So my top five hasn't really changed too much from last week. There is a flip flop at 4 and 5. At number 5, we've got the Atlanta Braves coming in 4 and 3 this last week, 7 and 3 over their last 10. Last 10 numbers are a little bit better, but I still have the Mets over over the Braves here, just because of that this week landed for them. 5 and 2 this week, 6 and 4 in their last 10. They do have a better schedule, or better record than them by 2.5 games here. So that's why I have them listed there. I'm going to be going at a little bit of a change with how I'm doing my 1 through 3. And we're going to be looking at the changes that we've seen over this last month here. So number 3, we're going to be going the Houston Astros at 59 and 32, 3 and 3 this last week, 6 and 4 in their last 10. Loss of Jordan is looking a little bit bigger than they expected, dropping 2 of 3 to the A's. Gotta wonder what they're doing there, dropping 2 of 3 to the A's. But their pitching is trending in the right direction. Hitting is down 4 points, to batting 250 as a team. They still have a really easy schedule. They got to capitalize on these games against sub 500 teams. Number 2, we're going to go with the New York Yankees, 3 and 3 this week, 64 and 28 overall. They do have the best baseball record in baseball. Their bats are absolutely hot right now. They are up 37 points to 372 over the last month, but their pitching is definitely coming down to earth. You saw them with a team ERA of 2.94 for June, up to 4.02 in July. So that is definitely not trending in the right direction. And a team that is trending in the right direction is the LA Dodgers. Only one loss this week to the Cardinals. And again, as we talked about earlier, they got Mitch White on the hill. He struggled through 5 innings with 6 runs. But if Mitch White is your only loss, you're in a good spot for the Dodgers, because he is not going to be your number 5 for long. Batting went up 18 points in July, up to 271. ERA has dropped from 3.39 to 2.87 over this last month. So they are trending definitely in the right direction. They've got the Giants, Nats, and Rockies. Giants are hot right now. Nats and Rockies, not so much. So their end of July should look pretty good.
Agreed, man. Damn, our top 5 is pretty similar this week.
Yeah.
So this week I got first, I do want to mention the Seattle Mariners. They are on the outside looking in. The only reason why they're not higher, yes, they've won 14 in a row, but they're still not with these top tier teams, in my opinion.
Dug themselves a big hole. Yeah.
They did, and it's going to take a lot to get out of it. So we're going to start off number 5. My top 5 teams are the same, but they've kind of flipped orders here.
Different order. Yeah.
Yep. So my number 5, I got the Atlanta Braves, 56 and 38. They had a chance in the Mets series to come out on top. I really thought they were going to, Ben. You know, we talked about it last Sunday. I thought they were going to be in sole possession of first place after when the All-Star break hit. Fortunately, things didn't go their way. Max Fried did have a awful start, but he did bounce back in his start against Washington. So that's good to see. They're going to be my number 5 team. They are still very hot. Offense is really great, really starting to click. Number 4, I have the Houston Astros. I'm only dropping them because they dropped 2 of 3 to the A's to finish the first half. They are a little banged up, but they expect Jordan to return after the All-Star break. Altuve got hit by a pitch on Friday, but did return to the lineup on Saturday. And then not so good news, Ben. Michael Brantley does not have a timetable for his return yet. Interested to see how the Astros are going to be players at the deadline, because I don't think they need as much as other teams, so they can just kind of tinker a little bit and don't have to give up a ton. Number 3, I got the Mets, 58 and 36. Taking that series from the Braves was huge, and they closed the final week very strong. Taking the series win against Atlanta, and 6 and 4 in their last 10. I'm putting the Mets here at number 3 for now. Number 2, I'm dropping the Yankees from number 1 to 2 this week, 64 and 28. 5 and 5 in their last 10, coming off 2 dominant wins against the Red Sox, but Chris Sale did get hurt in the first inning of today's game, which kind of
again, broken finger, right?
Nasty, bro.
Yeah.
But the Yankees were still dominant. Don't get me wrong in that series. But they were coming off dropping 2 of 3 to the Cincinnati Reds at home, which is not good. And they have a 4.27 ERA as a team. We talked about it earlier. They've kind of been regressing. They definitely need to go get a starter. And then number 1, I got the Dodgers, 60 and 30, 9 and 1 in their last 10, 11 and 2 in their last 13. Number 1 team in ERA at 2.96 halfway through the year. second in runs scored, and only have hit 117 home runs, which is the most impressive thing to me. That means they're playing good baseball. They're hitting, they're running, they're doing everything right, Ben. So I like where the Dodgers are at, which is why I said they're probably my favorite to win the World Series halfway through. Definitely got to go get another starter, though. Definitely got to go get another starter. But all right, let's take a quick break here, Ben. We'll hop right back in a couple minutes. We'll talk. We'll do our second beer. We'll talk home run derby, and then we'll talk some Tiger Woods and a couple other things. Stay locked. We will be right back. All right, we are back. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for staying with us. We got a lot more to talk about. Not a lot more.
Yep.
It is like I said, we're the dog days of summer, but we do got to talk about our second beer, and then we got to talk about some home run derby for sure. We also got a couple other things to talk about. So Ben, let's talk about our second beers, man. What are you drinking?
Yeah, so I'm going with another one from Barrel Brothers. Again, this is from Sonoma County of Windsor, California here, and going for the late night. We are going with only cans. So we are going with only cans here. If you smell it, it's a little sweat, a little sultry, a little seductiveness there, and damn, that smells good. But I saw this again. I just had to buy it here, and you gotta.
That's one of those you buy for the can, dude. You don't even read what it is.
And then I saw that it came from Barrel Brothers too, which is just like done. So, only Cans Hazy IPA gives exclusive access to the seductive dry hopping display of premium El Dorado, Callista, and Galaxy hops. Remember, you get what you pay for. Only this time, you won't have to hide the charge on your bank statement.
Ooh,
so,
shit.
Yep. And then they say it's not your average thirst trap. So it really does. It's very hazy here, very hazy, but damn, it does smell good. You get those tropical notes, you get the citrus. It is. I'm looking forward to this beer, not only just because of the can art here.
Oh my god, that is too funny, bro. When you sent me those cans, the first one I noticed was the icy hot because it literally looked like an icy hot fucking
Yeah, it does.
packaging,
Yep.
dude. I was like, oh shit, that's hella funny. All right, my second beer, I'm going with the Black Plague Brewing Company. This is one of my favorite breweries coming up. I love what they do. This is the End is Near Pale Ale with Simcoe, Creo, Riwaka, and Waimea hops. This is in collaboration with Resident Brewing Company too, man.
Okay, sweet. Nice.
They do a lot of good stuff, dude. I love everything I've ever had from Black Plague has been great. So very much looking forward to this one. Haven't even taken a sip yet, but the aromas are good. It smells very good. Very much looking forward to it, man. Very much looking forward to it. Happy to be drinking some good beer on a Sunday. No Major League Baseball. We got nothing really going on in sports, but we got the home run derby tomorrow, Ben.
I mean, we had.
Let's
Major League
go,
Baseball today,
y'all!
so
We did have Major League Baseball today.
we had games.
Ended early. No more summer league, dude. What am I gonna do with my life,
Yep.
bro? But we got the home run derby tomorrow, dude. So we do have something to bet on if you are a baseball fan. And I think the home run derby it presents a lot of opportunities for betting if you are interested in making some money. Now a lot of it is you know, some long shots you gotta, and there's really no analytics that can really tell you who's gonna hit home runs in a home run derby. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. Yeah.
it's kind of like you know, you got to bring your sharpest mind here and kind of figure things out. So there's a couple ways to bet this. So you can bet this straight up. So Pete Alonso's a $2 favorite plus 200, Kyle Schwarber plus 330, Ronald Acuna plus 600, Juan Soto plus 600, Corey Seager plus 900, Julio Rodriguez plus 1,000, Jose Ramirez plus 1,600, Albert Pujols plus 2,200. These are consensus odds. Odds are going to differ based on where you shop around, but for the most part, Pete Alonso is definitely going to be the favorite. I haven't seen anybody else as the favorite. He's a 2-time defending champion. So what's your thoughts on the home run derby here, Ben? Obviously, it's set up where they have to face somebody in the first round and goes
Do we
on
know
from there.
how the second round's going to be?
I'm not sure. I do the
didn't
first
s-
round matchups.
I was looking that and I didn't see
I-
like how it was going to be from the second.
So
round. Like, is it,
Schwarber's the
you know,
number one
Schwarber versus-
seed and Alonso's number 2. So those two are number 1 in their divisions, and then Soto Ramirez. So winner Soto Ramirez faces Schwarber Pujols. Alonso
Okay.
Acuna winner faces Seager J Rod.
Ooh, okay. Interesting there. Okay, so I would
I think Schwarber's
mean,
got
to be
the
honest,
easiest road.
yeah, I was gonna say I would throw some money on Schwarber here. Plus 330, good value on that. You know, Pete Alonso, can he win 3 in a row? That's the big question. He is the
I'd
king
say
of
highly
power. I think
unlikely,
this-
dude.
Yeah,
I mean, it's never been
gonna be
done.
tough for him.
No one's
Yeah,
ever won 2 in a
It
row.
has it. Yeah. So I think 3 in a row is going to be really tough. And then I would throw some money on the I'd probably go J Rod here at plus 1,000. I'd say throw some money on Jose Ramirez at plus 1,600. But going against Soto in the first round, it's going to be difficult to get through. You know, so I think you can take a young gun. I think you can take a a little bit more experienced player in Schwarber.
Well, the one thing with Jose Ramirez is, you know, he missed a couple days with like a thumb injury, and he hasn't been the same since. He hasn't been hitting bops. The other thing I would say is, you know, Juan Soto hit the furthest home run last year, but Juan Soto's really a line drive hitter. He's not really a home run hitter. He's more of a gap to gap hitter. He does hit home runs, don't get me wrong, but he's not like he doesn't have like a home run swing, dude, with like the launch angle and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm actually going against you against J-Rod, dude. I actually think Seager's going to upset him. I think Seager being plus 125 is huge disrespect. Coming home to Dodger Stadium, where you hit for many years.
He has hit in Dodger Stadium. That should give him a little bit of an uptick.
And he has
there,
a
but,
nice
you know,
uppercut
it's-
swing, dude.
He does, but
And-
I was also looking at, you know, for something like, okay, you know, are the righties going to be hitting better than the lefties because of a short field? No,
No, because it's equal both sides.
330 at the foul poles. It's 385. In
It's an
center
old
left,
fashioned
center
stadium,
right.
dude. It's all the same.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
all the same.
And 395 dead center. So, I was hoping we'd see a short porch here, and get a lefty versus a righty. Give it a little bit more action there, but there's nothing really to go there.
I do think though, Ben, that J-Rod being a rookie, first All-Star experience, he could have some nerves, dude. He could be a little nervous. He could be pressing a little bit.
No, this kid's got clout, man.
He does, but
I don't think we're gonna see.
Seager is a dog, bro. I'm taking
wanna
Seager.
make a show.
I'm taking Seager as a dog. Last year, 3 dogs won the first round matchups. I think that trend continues a little bit. I think it's disrespectful that Corey Seager is a plus 125 dog. I also think Acuna versus Alonso. I think Acuna might take Alonso out in the first round, to be honest, dude.
Could happen. It very well could.
That's
happen.
that's a bad draw for Alonso, having Acuna right there. I think Acuna's got something to prove, Ben, to be honest. Coming off the injury, and then, I think this is a moment for Acuna to show, like, hey, man, I could hit with the best of them, bro. Especially taking out Pete Alonso in the first round. He doesn't even have to win. Just do that, and it's a game changer. And Acuna also has, he has a second best home run launch angle, according to StatCast. Number 1 is Jose Ramirez, by the way, but because of the injury, I'm taking Jose Ramirez off because he hasn't been the same since that injury. But I like Acuna in the first round, Ben. I like Acuna in the first round. I like Schwarber to win it all, plus 330, just because the dude is a fucking bopper, and I think he has the easiest road. I like Seager in the first round, and I would take Soto in the first round, but I'm not laying 190. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
If I were to take a bet there, I would probably take Ramirez just because of the value, but I like Soto to beat Ramirez. I just think that Schwarber, Acuna, Seager, Soto move on to the second round.
Okay, I'm gonna go Schwarber, Alonso, J-Rod, and Soto.
You're taking all chalk.
I am.
All right. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it's not good betting wise. I know. I mean,
no, there's no value
because be winning, but
because if you lay minus 325 and he loses, I mean, you lose a lot of money, dude. Like, it's not even to me. That's not even worth playing. Which is why if I were to play Schwarber, I'd play plus 330 to win the whole thing. Yeah,
exactly. I just don't think Pujols has enough to do it. Just hell of a player. I just don't think there's enough left in the tank. Acuna, power hitter, absolutely, but not
great
necessarily
hitter.
A home run hitter in my eyes like Pete Alonso does. I think Pete Alonso gets out of the first round. I just don't think he wins it this year. I like the kid. I like J-Rod. I think he's got a lot to prove. I think he's got a lot of clout, a lot of prowess, and he's going to come in there, as the young kid on campus showing up everybody else. And, like you said, Ramirez hasn't been the same since his injury. So, yeah, I'm going to take Soto.
Yeah, there's just no way I'd lay 190 with Soto. I mean, that's just stay away for me.
Agreed. But that doesn't mean
I also wouldn't lay minus 145
with
J-Rod over Seager. I think it's more of a pick 'em because, like, there's no way of proving, like, how guys are going to do in the home run derby. You know what I mean? So, it's just hard to lay a big number like that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I like Seager bouncing back to LA.
Well, I mean, 145 plus 125 is the closest they have. So,
yeah, no, that's the closest round for sure. All right, before we get to our best bets for Monday, which we only have one thing to talk about, which we kind of already talked about, but we'll kind of just reiterate it once we get to best bets. But we got to talk some Tiger Woods, man. So Tiger Woods, the Open Championship just happened. Huge last round by Cameron Smith. Shout out to Cameron Smith for winning the, whatever they call it, the, what's the trophy name? The something jug. Anyways, whatever it is.
I love it. What are you going to be doing tonight? Seeing how many beers fit in the
is that what he said?
The trophy.
Bro, yep. He got a mullet, dude. This shit's sick, bro.
Yeah.
I like that kid. He's that was a hell of a last round too by him. I mean,
It was.
A hell of a last round. But the biggest story is Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods didn't even make the cut, shot 9 over. And he was asked after, if he'd be back, and he basically said it's probably his last time playing at Royal St. Andrews in the Open tournament, in the Open Championship. Do you think the end is here for Tiger Woods playing professional golf, man?
No, I don't think he's going to go. He is the type that will not go out on this low of a, not even making the cut and a +9 over the 2 days. He did have a better second day, +3 compared to that +6. But, I don't think this is done with him. Him saying that he's not going to be able to do another British Open at St. Andrews is understandable, because it's not going to be, I think it's not going to be another 4 to 5 years until it's going to be back at St. Andrews. So like that, I definitely think we can see, but I don't think he's done. I think we'll probably see him on less tournaments, but he's going to continue playing at least until he, maybe wins another big one, or at least gets to the final day on that big one, because he's not going to go out on missing the cut.
But he also said earlier on this year, he said that he'll stop playing golf when he feels he can't compete any longer. And I thought him, he didn't make the cut at the PGA. He missed the cut. He didn't even play the U.S. Open because he couldn't walk the course because it's a hilly course. And then Royal St. Andrews, he doesn't make the cut. I think he gives it one more shot at the Masters next year. If he doesn't make the cut in the Masters, I think we've seen the last of Tiger, dude. I think that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Because while he doesn't want to go out like that, he also doesn't want to be like that token golfer that, people show up to see that doesn't even make the cut. Like he's a competitive person, bro. He wants to be able to compete, and he just can't do that. His body's not allowing him to do it. Guy's 50 years old.
Yeah, and just went through a major car accident where he almost couldn't walk anymore. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the end is near for Tiger, and it sucks to say, Ben, but this is a guy we grew up watching, as kids. Like, we were kids. Yeah. That's how long it's been, bro. I mean, we're that old.
I think he's got another year in him.
Dude, if he doesn't make the cut at the Masters, it's a wrap. I don't think we see him again.
I think he's got another year in him. I think we're going to see a little Tiger a little bit more.
Nah. I'm hard pressed. If he makes the cut and he's competitive at the Masters, sure, I do think that he'll continue to play, but Ben, he hasn't been competitive. I mean, he made the cut at the Masters, but then he just fell apart the last 3 days at the Masters, and then,
He's still got alimony to pay for. He's going to keep playing.
I mean, dude, the Tiger Woods brand itself will pay for itself, even if he's not playing.
That's true.
He can also join the Live tournament and just make fucking $30 billion. It's another thing. I mean, Irv asked me earlier today. He's like, "Do you think Tiger has a chance of playing the Live?" I said, he'll need the money, dude. Tiger doesn't need the money, but he has always said that he will quit playing golf when he can't compete. And the Live tournament's like the next best thing because no one watches it anyways. So if you're gonna give me like $30 million to play a tournament, sure, I'll do it.
It's true.
Why not? So it'll be interesting to see. All right, let's get into some best bets for Monday, Ben. So we only got one thing going on. So what's your best bet or two best bets for Monday?
So I'm gonna do a double tie-in on my first bet. So I don't necessarily know if I can count this as a win or a loss here, but I'm gonna do a double bet to hedge a little bit here on the home run derby for the full-time winner here. I'm gonna go Kyle Schwarber plus 330, and I'm gonna go Julio Rodriguez plus 1,000. I think it's a good way to take two of the 8 players here at plus 330. You're still going to be making money if if Schwarber wins at plus 1,000. You're going to be making a ton of money if Julio wins. I do like the way that Julio has really come out as being that Tatis type player, that showman, that new style of baseball that we really want to see. So with that, I'm going to go Julio Rodriguez in the first round at minus 145 against Corey Seager here. I know you like Corey, but the way that J-Rod hits the ball, the youngness and the kind of adrenaline, I think is going to push him over the top here.
I'm going 2 dogs for my best bet. I'm taking Acuna in the first round versus Pete Alonso plus 165. And I'm taking Corey Seager plus 125 versus J-Rod. Kind of going into this betting with the mindset of a fight, dude, where, you know, two close fighters, really no fighter, a punch could knock somebody out, dude. Because really, it's a home run derby. We don't know shit. There's no analytical way to break this down. I think Acuna getting plus money and Corey Seager getting plus money. I just like the value there. I think those are the two best value plays of the first round. Acuna, Corey Seager, plus 165, plus 125 respectively. Corey Seager got a lot to prove because everyone's counting him out against a rookie. So I think he's going to come out and I think he's going to hit some dingers in his old home.
Yeah. Did we have a over-under for the total home runs hit?
I haven't seen any of props like that out. Those usually don't come out till the day of.
Okay.
But I'm
book.
pretty sure there's going to be like a longest home run hit. It'll probably be like 515 feet over under. Because Soto hit like 525 last year, and that was in Coors Field. So we'll see.
Okay. League of the winning player. We've got individuals. We've got player to hit the longest home run. So no over under here.
Yeah, not yet. There'll be more props out tomorrow for sure.
Yep.
We'll drop them the day of.
We got to talk beer first before we go on.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
We gotta give our beer reviews for the
You're right.
podcast. So each week we drink our two beers. We give a ranking out of 5. So Jordan, start me off with yours. Out of 5, what are you thinking?
So the Thorn, the West Coast IPA, not a huge fan of it. It actually did get better though as I drank it. So it wasn't as bad as the first sip. I'm gonna give that like a 3.75 out of 5. I would drink it again. Not sure if I would buy it again though. And it is an award-winning beer, so you know it's just not my cup of tea personally.
Yeah.
The Black Plague though, Black Plague is a beer company that I really enjoy, dude. I've enjoyed pretty much everything I've ever drank from them. This one's really good. It's a true IPA. Toppy. The aromas are nice, earthy. Mouth feels beautiful. I'm gonna give this one a 4.25 out of 5.
Okay. And I just realized, man, with my new place, I definitely have to get some better lighting here because when I got my hat down, I'm just shadows here. So
yeah, dude.
With a new place, I definitely got to fix the lighting here. So all right, but I had the 2 beers from Barrel Brothers. The first I had was from Icy Hops, and we're going to start with the better of the 2. So this was a great hop forward beer. If you like hops, this is definitely a beer for you. This was the cold IPA, and I haven't really had too many cold IPAs, so I don't think I could really judge it too well going against the other ones. But as a beer in general, it was crisp, it was clear, had a good mouthfeel in the sense that it didn't have that film. It kept the crispness throughout your beer as you're drinking, even as it got a little bit warmer. Great aroma here. So I'm going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5. The only cans, great hop flavor, great smell to it. It really pushed the citrus and the kind of pineapple taste and smell to it. But this being the hazy, it really was kind of a heavy beer. So even though it was 7%, only a 7%er here. It was a really hefty beer. You are kind of, getting the yeast and, the thickness of the beer. So I am going to bump this down a little bit. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It was still good, still had great taste. It just wasn't as high, in my opinion, as this Icy Hops was.
Interesting.
So
nice.
Good stuff.
Nice. Before we get out of here, I do have to mention this Wednesday, Irv and I will be breaking down ACC over under win totals, the whole conference. If y'all tapped in last Wednesday with the Mountain West, I mean, we got a ton of good information out there. Very much looking forward to this Wednesday too. Bro, we're gonna make so much money in college football this year. Also, Ben, we're getting pretty close to NFL, so we got to really start dialing in. You got to start dialing in the NFL. Irv and I have been doing some win totals over unders before we hopped into college football, so maybe we can revisit some of those in the coming weeks during training camp and kind of like break down teams and stuff like that. Maybe get some guests on of bloggers, writers, or whatever from certain teams. So definitely going to want to tune into that for sure.
Definitely going to be joining you guys on those Wednesday podcasts.
For college?
No, for NFL once we keep pushing in those.
Oh, yeah. Once we get to NFL season, majority of the programming is going to be NFL for the football, I should say. It's going to be college, NFL related. So if you're a football fan, stay locked in. This is the dog days of summer. Baseball is one of mine and Ben's favorite sports. Also Irvin, too. Irvin loves baseball. So you're going to hear a lot of baseball while baseball's going on.
Fucking Dodgers.
once we get into once we really dig into football season, dude, it's going to be game on. And like I said, Wednesday nights, that's all we're talking about is college football right now. It's going to be a lot of NFL base going forward once we get there. And then college is going to be like earlier in the week. But y'all want to stay locked and loaded for that for real because it's a way to make money.
Making money. Yep.
That's right.
All right. So thank you, everybody, for listening to the podcast. Make sure, again, to go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app. Use promo code TAPROOM when signing up. Get $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more.
Yes,
Make sure to check out our website, www.taproomsportspodcast.com, and you can see all of our podcast information. You can get hopped over to our Instagram, over to our Twitter. You can check Jordan's Twitter, which is at JordanRulesTSP. You can check out our Instagram, Taproom Sports Podcast. You can check out our Twitter at TSP _ sport, Taproom _ sports. There we go. Man, we're all over the place here. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to go to our YouTube, hit that subscribe button if you're watching on there. Make sure to follow us on Facebook. We're all over the place. But it is time. Jordan and Irvin will be there tomorrow. I will be back on Tuesday. And then Jordan and Irvin will end out the week on Wednesday. But we are all here, all ready to make money. And we will see you tomorrow.
Let's go.